5 lights are about to go out now, and we are away here for the inaugural Russian Grand Prix at the Sochi Ultradrome. We're going to go down the inside of both Marussia's and Kobayashi there, as well as Grosjean and Gutierrez, I believe, as well, and also Maldonado. He is putting up a fight here, Felipe Massa. We are going to go around the outside of him now, and we do run wide, actually, although I wouldn't say that was really an illegal manoeuvre from Freddie, because he was actually ahead of Felipe before he went into that corner. But as you can see now, Perez goes for a move and he backs out massively, and we just about go around the outside of him without making any sort of contact, so that was incredibly lucky. We got Jensen Button ahead of us, we have DRS, we're going to shift up into 8th gear and we're going to overtake him round the outside here, going into this next corner, and we are now up into P7. Skimming on to lap 22, we were catching up Alonso at quite a rate actually, because we were on the option tyres and he was on the prime tyres. But as you can see now, skimming on to lap 26, we're catching up with Alonso massively, and look at that, he just ran wide out of absolutely nothing. A huge AI mistake there, something that I've really never ever seen before. Our tyres are pretty dead. As you can see now, right behind Alonso, we're going to open up DRS now, and are we going to make the move? We're shifting up to 8th gear. We might just go up the inside of Fernando Alonso here. Fantastic stuff up the inside, but all Alonso is trying to defend. We're going to overtake him now, and we are now up into 5th position. Fantastic stuff on the final lap here. We have overtaken our teammate, and we have gone from the back of the grid to 5th position. What a drive. Hey guys, what is up? It is StockMatt1998 here, and here I am with part 17 of my F1 2014 Career Mode series, and here we are today at Austin in Texas for the US Grand Prix, and obviously it is looking like now that we will be finishing 6th in the championship, the Drivers' Championship that is. However, there is still a battle in the Constructors, so obviously we're going to work on beating Red Bull this weekend if that's possible. But guys, just to let you know, there is a chance of rain in the race, and here we are in qualifying now. We decided to skip straight into it this weekend. If you're interested in practice, we did end up fastest by quite a large margin actually, but I don't think that will be the case in qualifying. As you can see, we are on the intermediate tyres. But as I said, there's a 44% chance of rain in the race. That means that there will definitely be rain at some point throughout the race. The question is, when will that be? We don't know, but as you can see now, we are going quicker. We're currently fast on a 49.4. but I don't think the front runners have set their time yet. As you can see, going through this turn 8 corner here, that like the one you get at Turkey. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out there, but as you can see, I believe that's Grosjean. He's just gone faster. But yeah, I think we're going to do. I think this will be our last lap in the session. It should be good enough. I think we're going to come through the last corner now, as the rain is getting heavier, so I doubt many people will be able to improve. You can see there we set a 49.3. And as you can see now, skipping on to the Q2, magically it's completely dry in the space of about 5 minutes. GG Codemasters. But anyway, as you can see now, we left it to the end of the session to set our laps. We put 5 laps of fuel in the car, so that means we have 2 laps in which to set our times. You can see now, going through turn 1 very nicely, but however, getting a snap of oversteer on the exit, which is very easy to do on this game. But as you can see, only 3 minutes left. We have to beat Kevin Magnussen's time. Let's see where we are in comparison to his time as we go to the end of Sector 1 now. And we go a bit too hot into there, and we actually do run wide, but however, we are 4 tenths up in purple, but definitely not anymore. But I think we are going to continue on with this lap here, as we're going to approach the final corner. We're going to go into the final corner. Will this be good enough to beat Kevin Magnussen, despite running wide out of the exit of that corner just before the end of Sector 1, sorry. And we do set a 43 dead, and that was enough to get us through and into Q3. Now into Q3, and we do lock up on our first lap, but luckily, like in Q2, we do have 5 laps of fuel in the car. As you can see, coming towards the end of the lap now, I don't think this will be good enough for really any good, decent position whatsoever. Opening up DRS now for a 42.9 in between the 2 McLarens. Obviously, Jensen Button has been confirmed to stay at McLaren for 2015, so good on him for that. But we didn't set another time, simply because, as you can see there, there was traffic, basically, and we didn't conquer them very well. Unfortunately, Freddie was unable to conquer them that well, and they just got in the way. And unfortunately, that was the end of our qualifying. So 9th place it is. And the strategy for today is a 2-stop, but as you can see, the chance of rain is 44%, so I only think we're going to put on the prime tyres on lap 8. I think we'll be able to manage the prime tyres out. I'm not sure when the rain will fall. It will have to be sort of halfway through the race, I'm assuming. We're not too sure yet. But anyway, guys, wish us luck. So here we are then, sitting in 9th place in between the two McLarens of Jensen Button and Kevin Magnussen, as the lights are illuminating above the drivers now, and they are out and away we go here in USA for the US Grand Prix here in Texas. We've gotten a pretty good start. Massa and Hulkenberg ahead have gotten really poor starts. Me and Jensen are absolutely storming here as we're going to go up the inside of Massa here. I think we've just about got the position from him. And actually we're now on the inside of Ricciardo for this next corner. As you can see, we've got Hulkenberg and Ricciardo ahead of us now. Hulkenberg backs out and we're up into 6th position now. We might just get ahead of Ricciardo and Vettel here, who goes very slowly, and Freddie puts his hand up there because really that was incredibly dangerous driving from Vettel there. Just, you know, being really slow on that apex there, and that could have easily caused a crash. And luckily Freddie looked back to the front when he did, otherwise that would have been an accident. As you can see now, skipping on to lap 2, we're right behind our teammate Fernando Alonso now. We might even make a move up the inside here. We're going to try to. However, we do back out at the last second and Alonso manages to defend it, whilst sort of running wide at the same time. As you can see now, getting onto the curve ever so slightly, you might even try and make a move up the inside of this next corner. Well, I do think it's a bit risky, but we might even try it. Freddie's going to try it here, and we make contact with Alonso's rear tyre there. You know, in real life, that would have caused a punch to Alonso's car, so Ferrari wouldn't have been too happy with Freddie there, but fortunately, the damage isn't realistic enough on this game for that to happen. So luckily, Alonso stays in 3rd and we stay in 4th with the 2 Red Bulls of Ricciardo and Vettel behind us. Obviously, that is also crucial because the 2 Red Bulls are behind us, and obviously we are aiming to beat them in the Constructors this season. But as you can see now, onto the straight now, I think we're right behind Alonso here, as you can see, and we might have the slipstream on him here. I think we have. Alonso's going to defend. I think we're going to go down this inside here in this next corner, and I think we might just have the move done here. Yes, we do. We are up into 3rd position now. And now to hopefully catch up the 2 Mercedes cars. Although I think it's going to be very tough. As you can see, the gap, I mean, I suppose the gap sort of stabilised really between me and Rosberg, but I sort of pulled away. Freddie pulled away from Fernando, which was good. But as you see, into the pits now for his first scheduled stop of the day to put on the prime tyres, and hopefully the prime tyres will last until the rain falls. The engineer has been on the radio to Freddie, saying that the rain will be falling in about 10 minutes time, so I'm assuming that'll be about lap 16 maybe. I'm not too sure, but let's see. 3.7 seconds stop. As you can see, Vettel there has rejoined just behind us. As you can see, I think that's Hamilton, who has just exited the pits, and he's at the front of that train, as you can see on the mini-map there. He has just rejoined. It looks like he's going to take the win today unless something dramatic happens. But as you can see now, we have rejoined ahead of Gutierrez, and we're just behind the McLaren of Kevin Magnussen. So we've got to hope for a good outlap here to stay ahead of Alonso. I believe Alonso and Ricciardo, who are in the pits now, are actually fitting the option tyres for this stint, which is interesting to say the least, as they'll be a lot faster in this stint, and they will be catching us up at quite a rate before the rain falls. But the interesting thing is, will the rain come quick enough for their tyres not to go off? Because obviously the option tyres only do last a good 8 laps, so maybe, just maybe, Alonso and Ricciardo may have to pit again before the rain comes down. I'm not too sure. I very much doubt it. But it's the sort of thing you'd expect the AI to do, really. As you can see, he is only 1.3 seconds behind us, and Rosberg's 2.2 seconds ahead. And yeah, we did close in on Rosberg. However, Alonso and Ricciardo did close in on us, as I said, because they were on the option tyres for this stint and we were on the prime tyres. So obviously, they do have about half a second per lap on us. But as you can see here, skipping on to lap 17, the rain is beginning to fall now. It's not quite wet enough for the intermediate tyres just yet. But as you can see, what I said earlier, Alonso and Ricciardo are now pitting in. I'm assuming it must be for intermediate tyres, surely. They can't be fitting on the prime tyres now, surely. It's just utterly pointless. I'm assuming they're fitting the prime tyres now. In my opinion, that's a bit too early, but we're going to see, as Vettel, I think, has obviously moved up into P4 now. We've had one retirement in this race. I believe that was, I think it was a Sauber of Adrian Sutil, so again, not very good. But 2 laps later, the rain really did start to come down quite heavily, and it's definitely time for intermediates now, as I think the 2 Mercedes are actually coming at the same time, so they're going to have to double stack here. Will we be able to take advantage of that? Look, Rosberg's not even in his pit box yet, and will we be able to take advantage of that, and will we be able to get ahead of Rosberg here? Putting on the intermediate tyres now, it's a 3.7 second stop, and Rosberg just rejoins ahead of us, and I don't think it's going to be long now until the wet tyres. But where is Alonso and Ricciardo? That is the crucial thing. I cannot see them anywhere. I don't know where they are, Alonso and Ricciardo. They just don't seem to be anywhere. They sort of dropped off a little bit, obviously. Obviously, they went onto the intermediate tyres too early, and they, you know, it wasn't wet enough, so they didn't get any grip into those tyres. But as you can see now, we've got Rosberg right in front of us, who gets held up by a backmarker of Max Chilton, and we might actually have a run on him here. We have the slipstream, we have the straight line speed here, shifting up to 8th gear, over 200 miles an hour now. We're going to go around the outside here, and we have made the move, and we are now in second place. Let's hope to maintain this, although I don't think the Ferrari is too good in the intermediate or the wet conditions, so I'm not too sure. But as you can see, we've caught up Ericsson, our best friend here, and look what he tries to do to us now. He's, you know, obviously he was being an idiot there, because he just completely turned in on us because he hadn't decided to put on the intermediate tyres for whatever reason, and that caused Rosberg to catch up to us. So I'm glad that Ericsson couldn't get into the pits there, because he should have at least let us pass first. So very stupid driving from him once again. But however, we do have Rosberg right behind us now, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move, as Hamilton is way in front. But as you can see, putting it down to limits, because we really were struggling for grip. We were getting an awful lot of oversteer, but as you can see now, we've got Rosberg who's going to our outside here. He is determined to get a 1-2 for Mercedes today, but as you can see, we do lock up going to this next corner. We run slightly wide, and that is Rosberg ahead of us now. Will we be able to defend it up the inside of this next corner? I don't think we can. I think Rosberg is gone now pretty much. As you can see, he's getting so much better traction out of the corners, and that is unfortunate. But as you can see now, on that lap, we did pit onto the wet tyres as the grip levels were really going down. But as you can see, I believe that is Vettel in the pits now. I'm not sure whether that's Rosberg. I think Rosberg is the car who is just excellent. We can just about see him ahead now. I think he's actually gotten ahead of us. I don't understand how he managed to keep that gap to us, because it was clearly wet tyre conditions on that lap when Rosberg overtook me. So very, very strange indeed. But I think the best we can hope for now is third place. And obviously, we've got Vettel behind us now, so we're going to have to defend from him before this race ends. But yeah, it's just unfortunate really how this race has ended up. I suppose still third from ninth on the grid is a very good position, but still I think we had the potential for second if it, you know, if it stayed as dry conditions. Because I think Freddie is a lot better in the dry conditions. I mean, in the wet conditions in Monaco, for example, he proved that he was very good actually. But as you can see, not really the same in this race. We do run wide yet again. We seem to break on the curb quite a lot in this race, but Vettel sort of barged his way past us after we ran wide, and unfortunately, just look at the grip here. We just cannot get any grip whatsoever. These tyres are so cold. I don't know what I can do really to get temperatures into these tyres. I think Freddie, that's one thing that Freddie's really struggling with in this career mode, but it's not so much of a problem in the dry races, of course. But anyway, we're going to come through the final corner now to finish in 4th position. So there we go then, finishing in 4th position, just ahead of Ricciardo and Alonso in the end. I'm not really too sure. I have a theory that they did perhaps pit onto the prime tyres when they pitted when it started raining, which is a bit stupid of them to say the least. But unfortunately, we didn't beat the Red Bulls. I beat one Red Bull, and Fernando finished behind both of them. But as you can see in the drivers now, we're exactly 50 points behind Ricciardo, so I just don't think getting ahead of Ricciardo or Alonso is possible in this championship now, unfortunately. But let's see how it is in the Constructors. Obviously, we are going to go into the last 2 races now, Brazil and Abu Dhabi. As you can see, we're just behind Red Bull now, although the gap is still quite large, 81 points I believe. So I don't know really, it's going to be extremely tough, but we're not going to give up yet. There's still 2 more races to go, and obviously with double points on offer in Abu Dhabi, it's still all up for grabs. But anyway guys, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.